Sometimes in AutoCAD, you'll need to group similar objects together to form one object. You can use the join command to do that. It'll form a single line between two broken lines. Now, some object types that you can join are arcs, elliptical arcs, or that's a part of an ellipse, lines, polylines, and splines. Now, there are several different catches or nuances that you have to keep in mind when you're using the join command. The objects have to be similar, like a line to line or an arc to arc, and they also have to be in the same plane, meaning they have to have the same elevation. With the exception of splines or 3D polylines, those you can combine because they're built to go into the 3D world. Now, each type of object has additional restrictions on it itself too, so we have to keep those things in mind. So right here we have a single line, and here we have two different lines. If we use the join command, Join, and we pick these two lines to join, press enter, it won't work. It can't do it. Here we have a polyline, and this one is a regular line. We know these two are on the same plane and that they line up with each other. These two wouldn't join because they're not in line. And a line is a line. It's from point A to point B, so we can't get there. These two lines are. So if I use the join command here, press enter, click my two lines, press enter again, you'll see it's joined them back together to be one object. This is a polyline right here. And if I pick the join command, it's already one object, so it's not going to join them together. So you have to keep those things in mind. Here's an arc and a line and another line. If I start the join command and I pick all these objects, press enter, it combines them into a polyline. Here I have a line, a polyline, and an arc. If I start the join command and I pick one object first, press enter, I can always add in other objects, except you can't join a line to an arc when you do it this way. So if you want to join all of these lines together, you have to start the join command, pick the polyline first, press enter, then pick the line, then pick the arc. And now it's one object. Or you do like we did here, and you use the join command, M for multiple, and you just pick everything at one time. Then it will join them together. When it does, it creates it into a polyline, even if none of them are a polyline. So you have to keep those things in mind. Now, if I pick the join command again, and I pick this arc, and I pick this arc, press enter, it says these combined arc segments form a circle. Do I want to convert it to a circle? Click yes. And now I've made a circle. If I undo that, pick join again, and I select these two arcs, press enter, let's say no. Then it's just not going to join them together. So you can see the join command is really useful and you can do a lot of different things to it, but it has a little bit of nuance to it. So let's select this arc and this arc, press enter, and it combined them together and it made it into a polyline. So you can see there are a lot of things you can do. There are a lot of things you can't do with arcs and lines. So if I go to pick these two, press enter, it combines it into a polyline. They're coplanar. They share a common endpoint. So that makes it easier to join things. Now, if I pick this arc and this arc, press enter, it closes one of the gaps. So which one does it close? How do you tell? Let's pick up here and up there. It got the one farthest away both times. So keep that in mind. But because these two objects shared a common endpoint, it wanted to make it into a complete circle. These two objects did not. There were two gaps on it. And so it was only going to combine one gap at a time. So keep those things in mind, little nuances. And if it doesn't work the first time, that's okay. Just stop, think about it, try a different order. Try to make sure you're doing it in a multiple setting. It's much easier to grab things and put them together. And make sure the elevations are the same. And make sure one's not a polyline, one's a line, that type of a thing. But the join command will help you reduce the amount of lines you have and make the amount of objects look more like what's represented on your screen.